I have my handy dandy recipe notebook, so you already know what time it is. Welcome to my channel. This is Minnie Moving Mountains. My name is Minnie, and this is my series called Minnie's Meals. Disclaimer, I am not a professional chef, nor am I a nutritionist. I'm just a girl in her muumuu who cooks every night for her husband, so I can teach you how to cook, change up your meals for the week, or just give you something positive to watch. There is no fancy lighting, no fancy editing. I do this in one cut, and no fancy makeup. Just me showing you the things that I'm passionate about, which is baking and cooking, my weight loss journey, and crafting. Today is Friday, February the 13th, 2026, meal number 31. Today we're having walnut crusted salmon, garlic asparagus, scallion rice, and creamy lemon sauce. For my short form content, you can find it on my TikTok and my Lemonade at Minnie Moving Mountains. For my long form content, including videos to my recipes and my workouts, you can find them on my YouTube channel, Minnie Salvant. Just forgot my own name. Anyway, and then for all of my written instructions to my recipes, you can find them on my website, which is www.minniemeals.com. I'm going to go ahead and turn around the camera because I assure you, nothing is fancy going on here. I just want to focus on what you came here for and to show you how to cook. So let's move mountains together and let's get cooking. For this recipe, you're going to need salmon cut into fillets, 3/4 cup of jasmine rice, asparagus, a zested lemon, quartered lemon. This is 1/8 cup of walnuts, finely chopped, scallions, thinly sliced with some of the greens separated. This is 2 tablespoons of sour cream, minced garlic, 1/8 cup of panko, 1 tablespoon of oregano, and 2 tablespoons of plain Greek yogurt. To our stovetop, you're going to preheat your oven to 450 degrees. You're going to have 1 medium burner on medium heat and also an additional burner just in case you need to make a sauce. To a medium pot on medium heat, you're going to melt 2 tablespoons of butter. While we wait for the first pot of butter to melt, in a second pot, a small pot, add 2 tablespoons of butter and let this one melt. Back to the first pot of melted butter, you're going to add your jasmine rice, 1 1/4 cup of water. Now remember, I only cook for 2 people, so this is for 2 portions, but if you have a family bigger than mine, you would double or triple the recipe. 1/4 teaspoon of both salt and pepper, and your scallions. Mix well so the rice doesn't stick, and you're going to bring this to a boil. To your second pan with the melted butter, you're going to add your panko, finely chopped walnuts, oregano, and you want to continuously stir this because we want to make sure it does not burn. Toast the panko for 3 minutes. Now that rice has come to a boil, you're going to give it another stir to ensure that the rice hasn't stuck to the bottom. Reduce your burner to low. Place a lid on top. My white timer is for my stove top. You're going to simmer the rice on low heat for 15 minutes. While we wait for the panko to cook, we're going to make our sauce. This is 2 tablespoons of sour cream. I'm going to do it off camera so I can use an offset spatula. 2 tablespoons of Greek yogurt. Again, I'm going to do this off camera so I can use an offset spatula. Squeeze of half of a lemon. Lemon zest. 1/4 teaspoon of both salt and pepper. Mix well and then place in the fridge until ready to serve. Once panko top has toasted, you're going to remove from heat. For the salmon, you're going to season both sides with 1/4 teaspoon of salt and pepper. You're not going to see me flip the salmon. Just ensure that I am flipping it. My salmon is kind of falling apart here, so I have to use both hands. And I'm filming with one. So season with both sides with salt and pepper. Here's the skin side. I'm also going to season with 1/4 teaspoon of salt and pepper. turn your fish skin side down, flesh up. With the sauce that we made, do a thin layer of the lemon sauce to give your walnuts something to adhere to. Do both. Scoop your topping on top of the fish and spread evenly, mounding only to the top. Carefully place the salmon on a baking sheet, a lined baking sheet. Place in an oven at 450 degrees. The orange timer is for my oven. You're going to cook it for 10 minutes. Once your rice has cooked for 15 minutes, you're going to fluff with a fork. And you're going to remove it off the heat and keep it covered until ready to serve. To a large pan on medium-high heat, you're going to heat up a drizzle of neutral oil. This is olive. Add your asparagus, garlic, 1/4 teaspoon of both salt and pepper. Mix well. My blue timer is for my induction burner. You're going to cook the asparagus for 4 minutes. Dinner is served. Go ahead and plate. And that's it. You did it. Good job. You made a home-cooked meal. I'm going to turn around the camera so we can chat. Thank you guys so much for joining me. It's such an honor and privilege to be able to cook with you guys. For my short form content, you can find it on my TikTok and my lemonade at Minnie Moving Mountains. For my long form content, including my recipes and videos to my recipes, as well as my workouts, you can find them on my YouTube channel, which is Minnie Salvant. And for all written instructions for my recipes, you can find them on my website, which is www.minniemeals.com. Let's move mountains together, and what should I cook next? I'll see you guys next time. Bye!